Hello and welcome to today's episode of Confessions of a Yarn Addict. My name is Anniken. This is episode 57. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops both online and in person, and I sell pretty yarns. So you can find all the information about me on my website yarnaddict.co.uk. I will put the links to my Ravelry and PayHip shops below, and to my website and my social media, and anything else I talk about will be below this video. Thank you for joining me. Whether you are a brand new viewer or a returning viewer, I really appreciate you being here. So thank you very much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and leave me a comment. So today I'm going to share some new magazine designs. I'm going to talk about what's on my needles, what I've been working on lately, what I've got coming up. Got a very busy autumn coming up. My knitting plans for the next couple of weeks, and maybe a few other things. I'm also going to share some footage from some walks we've had out and about. We've been to a couple of places that we don't visit very often, so I hope you enjoyed that as well. So grab your favourite drink and your knitting or your crochet or whatever it is you do when you watch knitting podcasts. Actually, tell me, what do you do when you watch knitting podcasts? I tend to watch knitting podcasts either when I'm knitting or when I'm working out or when I'm cooking. Quite often I'm preparing food or cooking, or cleaning sometimes. Not that I only clean sometimes, actually I only clean sometimes, but sometimes when I clean I'll watch knitting podcasts or YouTube videos in general, and I'll quite often watch them in the morning when I work out and when I sit and knit if there's nothing on the telly. So tell me, what do you do when you watch knitting podcasts? Do you actually knit or do you do anything else? Let me know in the comments below. It's my birthday week this week, so I have a special offer this week, and the offer is valid until the end of August. I'm just going to check my phone just so I give you the right details, because I don't want to give you the wrong code. So until the end of August you can get 20%. I don't do 20% off very often. 20% off all my online courses. So that is continental knitting, successful lace knitting, which is a huge course with so much information. There's something like, I don't know, 60 videos in that lesson, that course, I think. Scandinavian stranded colorwork and steeking, successful socks, and finishing techniques. So you can get 20% off all or any of those online courses using the code HAPPY20. I'll put all the links below this video as well, and the link to where you can find the details. And then I've also got 30% off all my patterns on Ravelry and PayHip until the end of August using the code HAPPY30. So HAPPY30 will get you 30% off all my patterns at Ravelry and PayHip, and HAPPY20 will give you 20% off all my online courses, both until the end of August, and I'll put the link below this video and the discount code and all that kind of stuff. Do make sure you sign up to my newsletter, because if you do, then you'll be the first person to find out about all those kind of things, like new events, new courses, discounts, new patterns, anything that's happening, you will find out if you signed up to my newsletter, and the link will be below this video. So this is the magazine I'm most excited about this month. This is a knitting magazine. That's my design on the cover. I did do a separate video on this shawl, but I filmed it before the magazine arrived, I think. So I'm not going to talk a lot about this because there's a separate video where I talk about this design. But I will link that video below this video, and I'll also link it on the last page. So if you haven't seen it, you can go and have a look. So this is Knitting Magazine issue 224. That is my shawl. It is absolutely huge. Let's take a look. Love the model. She's beautiful. That is my shawl. That's the sweater that's modeled underneath that shawl, I think. Let's have a quick look at what's in here. Some news pages and things, an interview with Anniken. Each month the editor sends out like a inspiration board or like a theme or something like that. This time it was just like our creativity, what inspired us, and they also asked us all to say something about what inspired us. So these are some of the designers in this issue. Nice to see pictures of everyone as well. That's my little write-up. You can go and read that. But it's nice to see everyone's little write-up and read what everyone's doing. There are some product reviews. That's a Knit Pro set. I actually have a Knit Pro review coming up very soon. More about that later. Yarn review. Reviewing different yarns. That is a really pretty shawl by Brian Smith. It's called Cupcake. Very nice, very colourful issue, this issue. That is my shawl, which is knitted in Orchidean Luxury Yarns, Mulberino 4-ply. Really nice yarn. And that sweater as well, it's gorgeous. I really like that. That's by Board Knittlers. But I really like that. That's so nice and colourful. And that's the one that's underneath my design on the cover. And then really nice design there. A nice coat cardigan thing. Some more sweaters. That's very pretty. Some more a dress. Some more tops. Socks. And this is what I really like about Knitting Magazine, is that they take 3 designs and then they show you different colours, and then they show you different accessories and clothes to wear with them. Some men's designs. I do think that magazines are making more of an effort now to include men's designs. Some kids and home things. Some kids stuff. Ask Sarah Hazel. Letters page. Pocket thing. I think that's a series they've been doing, and then it's all the patterns at the end. And then there's the Polar Bear Town column at the end. I think it's in the shops for another 2 weeks from the day that this episode is live on YouTube. So until like end of the first week of September or something. So if you haven't picked up this copy yet, do pick it up. I love that design. And I will link the video where I talk about this shawl below. Okay, so Simply Knitting arrived as well, issue 228. It also came with this free magazine. I think it came with another free magazine thing as well, but I don't know what's happened with that, but that came with it. We won't look at that, we'll focus on this one. That's my design there. So let's have a quick look and see what's in this issue. That's my design. So look at some of the other things in here first. So this is by Caroline Burkett, really pretty. I like that lace pattern, that's very nice. Right, I'm just holding it out the way so I don't show you all the stuff I can't show you like the charts and things. Letters, readers' letters, I guess it is. Very pretty stripy top. That's a Rowan design. That's lovely. Keep growing, plant pot things. That's quite nice. Oh, I might have showed you a bit of the pattern there. Some fun astronauts, baby mobile, kids mobile thing. That's quite cool. I'm not very good at novelty things like that. Okay, how to get the most out of yarn shows. So this is an interview with Sash Collier, who's the organizer of Stitch Fest Southwest. She used to own a yarn shop in Totnes in Devon with Caroline. I used to teach at their shop in Totnes. It closed a few years ago, and they started Stitch Fest Southwest together a few years ago in Totnes. This year it's actually moved to Newton Abbot. I'm teaching, so I'm teaching on the Sunday. More about that later, and I'll put the link below. So this is an article about how to get the most out of yarn shows, and then there's a list here of various yarn shows that are coming up. Then we have my design. I was asked to design this for a set bust size, and that matches my bust size, and it is much longer than me, and I'm quite tall. But I think that's the thing, it's probably because of different shapes. We're all different shapes. And I think maybe shape varies more in people who are larger sizes than smaller sizes. I don't know. But it's a lot longer on me. But I really like it. It fitted me quite nicely, actually. Let me go back to the main picture. So I wish I'd taken a picture of it on me before I sent it off, but I forgot. Because I really like it. It fits me. I like the yarn. I like the colour. And I can't wait to get the sample back, because all the samples I designed for magazines are all done in a size 10, which I can't wear. And this is in my size and I can wear it. So I hope that comes back soon so I can actually wear it, because I really like it as well. And I like the colour. I mean, it's pink. So the yarn is Stylecraft Naturals Organic Cotton, which is 100% organic cotton. And it was really nice yarn, actually. And it is knitted in, hang on, let me just refresh my memory here. It's knitted in 2 pieces. Front and back is knitted separately. So you knit the front, you get to the underarms, you cast on stitches for the sleeves. The lace pattern is on the side here, and then it carries on across the sleeves, and then the middle of the body is just stocking stitch. Then you do some garter stitch around the armholes and the neckline. If you wanted longer, that's quite easy. You just knit more before you add the stitches for the sleeves. There's no shaping in the body parts. So if you want to make it longer, you can just work more rows. Obviously, you have to allow more yarn for that. But yes, I really like this design. I can't wait till it comes back so I can wear it, because I get to wear so few things that I designed for magazines. So you can see here the lace pattern on the sides and on the sleeves. Kids designs. Let's try not to show you all the details. Men's design. Both the Knitter and Simply Knitting, which is owned by the same company and has the same editorial team, are including more men's designs, I think. Really pretty bag. That's very nice. There's a knitting know-how page with Debbie Bliss and a few other people. There's a playful Dewey dog. I'm not very good at making novelty items like that, I must admit, and I do admire people who can. Yarn review. Looks like very nice yarns. That's really pretty top, lacy top. That is by Sean Brown. Okay, some pretty socks, some how-to stuff, and I think that's it. Oh, dining style. So napkin rings. That's a fairly simple thing, I think, to make, but it's a good way of trying new stitch patterns. That's by Kirsten McLeod, who's the editor of Simply Knitting. So that is Simply Knitting issue 228, and it's in the shops in the UK now. It's got prices on the bottom here for the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, so I'm assuming it's available in all those countries. I would imagine you maybe get it slightly later, I don't know. But let me know if you live in Canada, New Zealand or Australia, and if you can get this magazine in your country, because it has got the prices printed on it. Anyway, really nice issue. I like my design, and I can't wait till it comes back so I can wear it. So one of the things I've been working on lately is hot water bottle covers. So this is the first one I made. Actually on this one I made like an opening at the back to make it easier to get the water bottle in and out. But I've actually realised you don't really need that. It will come out through this opening quite easily. I'm not 100% happy with this flap on the back, and it adds a bit of a level of difficulty. So I think the final pattern won't have that. I was working on the final pattern this morning actually. So that was the first one I knitted. And then I'm also designing a couple that are a bit more Christmas themed. So one I've nearly finished. I'm just working on the rib at the top, the bit that goes around the opening of the hot water bottle. So this one has got Christmas trees on it, or trees on it, doesn't have to be Christmas trees, but the idea is that it's a little bit more Christmas themed. And then I'm also planning to do one which is a little bit more Christmas themed as well, and then I might just do like a plain one. The reason I've suddenly decided to design all these hot water bottle covers is because I'm teaching it at the Knitting Hotel in September, and then we're doing like a winter woolies workshop in November I think, and I might be teaching it there as well. I'm not quite sure yet, but definitely teaching it at Knitting Hotel in September, and I'm also teaching it next year. But I thought as I had to design these hot water bottle covers for this workshop, I'm actually going to release the pattern, and I'm actually going to have some kits. So I'm planning to launch the kits at YarnAddict. There'll be probably 3 different options, maybe 4. I plan to do 4, but I don't think I'm going to have time because other things have got in the way. But I've ordered loads of these mini hot water bottle covers, so the kit will come with the hot water bottle, the yarn and the pattern to make the cover, and there will be 3 different options. And I will be launching those at YarnAddict at the end of September, and then I will probably have them on my website afterwards. Most of my knitting time in the last couple of weeks have been on magazine designs. I have a deadline later this week. Actually, I think the deadline is on the day that this video is live on YouTube. I have designed a shawl and a cardigan type garment. The cardigan was actually supposed to be knitted by one of my sample knitters, but sadly she injured her hand or arm and wasn't able to knit, which I feel so sorry for. It must just be horrendous. If you're watching, I'm not going to say who it is for privacy reasons, but if you're watching, I'm really sorry. I hope you're okay and you're recovering. But it meant that she got nearly half of it done, which was really helpful. So she's had to send the rest back to me, and I had to keep knitting with it. Luckily, tension and everything's alright, because that's the problem when you change knitter halfway through a project. And I've nearly finished it. I'd hoped to finish it over the weekend. It's Monday today when I'm recording. I had hoped to finish it on Sunday evening, but I had 20 rows rather left to do, and I think I've got about 15 rows left to do. I did about 20 rows yesterday, so I should be able to finish it today. I really need to finish it tonight, and then tomorrow I can do all like the finishing, sewing up and things on it. I finished a pattern and things. Also designed a shawl which I knitted before. I was just about to finish it when this sample came back from my sample knitter, and I finally blocked it. I finished a pattern this morning. It's been just sitting around for like a week waiting to be blocked. So I can't really show you much of those because it's kind of top secret. So I have also been knitting a little bit on the socks that I shared in the last episode from the Summer Wool Show. So this is the all wool, that ends wool yarn that I got at the Summer Wool Show. It's the 75-25 merino nylon base in the glow sticks colorway. Love this colorway. I am on the rib at the top, and I have done 25 rounds. I tend to do 30 rounds on the rib. I could probably cast enough. 25 rounds is probably enough. Making the leg quite long. I think it was maybe 60 rounds of stocking stitch and 30 rounds of rib. I can't remember, but I would like to try and finish this week because I'm actually leaving for Norway on Saturday. So on Friday we're driving up to Wales to stay with my daughters for the night, and on Saturday I'm going to Norway. So it would be good to finish this before we go, but if not, I might try and finish it in the car on the way up to Wales on Friday, finish the rib, and then actually knit the heel in as well, and then I can cast them for the second sock and take that to Norway. I think that's the only sock project I'm going to take with me to Norway. There are lots of really nice yarn shops near where my parents live. There are 2 in the town they live in. another nearby town that has a big yarn shop. There's one yarn shop in Oslo that I really wanted to visit this time that I haven't been to before. And then last week I saw they're actually moving to a town just south of where my parents live, and it's on an island close to where we quite often go for a walk. And they are due to open, but I messaged them on Instagram this morning, and apparently they haven't got a date yet. So I'm hoping they might be open while I'm in Norway, but it didn't sound like it was likely, because I messaged her and she said she didn't have a set date for opening yet, so it didn't sound like it was likely they would open while I was there. So I was hoping to visit them. They're called YarnAddict. So I really want to visit them, but it doesn't sound like they're going to be open. So what I'm thinking, but I am also going to a yarn show while I'm in Norway. There is a thing called the Knitters Market in Oslo while I'm in Norway. It's the last weekend we're there. So just a couple of days before we go home. So I asked my mum if she fancied going. So we're going to go into Oslo on the train for the day and go to that. I don't think it's a big event. I don't know how many stallholders there are because I haven't really looked, but I don't think it's a very big event because it's not a very big venue, I don't think. So I do need to keep space in my suitcase. So and also one of the yarn shops near where my parents live sell quite a lot of like basic standard sock yarn. So if I finish the second one of this sock, that will be fine, because I can probably buy some sock yarn and cast them for another sock. Did think about taking another sock with me, another skein of sock yarn with me, but I don't think I will. And then I'm actually going to cast on, well, the plan is to cast on for another one of these. I want to make it slightly smaller. So I want to cast on slightly few stitches because, I don't know, actually it's quite nice. I'm just wondering about casting on for one repeat less. I really like this. It was knitted in, what's the yarn called? It's yak sock from Yarn Unique and one ball of Lang Merino 200. And I want to see if I can actually knit it out of one set of the Monosil Uruguay Fino mini skein sets. When I actually weighed this, it weighs a bit over 100 grams, so I have to alter it slightly to make it fit 100 grams. But this meterage is more. This has 50 meters more per 100 gram than this yarn has, so I might still be okay. But I've got the yarn out. I haven't bound it yet. I need to work out what colors to start with. I want to cast this on this week and work like the first few rounds just to get it established, and then that's coming with me to Norway. I will probably keep that to work on. Maybe not in the car. I'll probably do the sock in the car because this, I have to look at it a bit more. So I'll probably work on the sock in the car when I'm not driving, and then when we get to the airport I'll probably try and work on this at the airport and while we're in Norway, because I would like to finish the cowl while we're in Norway. Pattern for this is not out yet, but it will be out. I'd like to get it out in time for Yarndale, but only if I can get the new version finished. I only sell patterns at shows in yarn that I sell. So if I have patterns that I've designed for other yarns that I don't sell, then I don't tend to have that pattern on display when I do shows. I only tend to have patterns for sale that I sell the yarn for as well. So that's why I'm really keen to finish that while we're in Norway, which means that I'm probably not going to knit an awful lot on the sock while I'm in Norway, because I really want to finish this. And it's easy enough that I can memorize the pattern and work on it while I'm out and about. I can work on it, for example, on the train when we're going into Oslo, if we're going in the car for a long way, things like that, and on the flight and airport. I haven't cast on for this yet, but I do want to cast on later this week. Once I finish this design that I'm finishing for a magazine, I'm going to cast on that, knit a few rows. Then I also have another design which I can't share the yarn for yet because I don't think the yarn has been released yet. So I was asked not to share anything till September. Yarn's beautiful though, and it's another magazine design which is due in September. I think it's just before we go to Yarndale. And it's a fairly small thing, it's an accessory, so it's not too big. And I had hoped to kind of knit half of it before we went, but that hasn't happened. So I want to cast on for this week and try and do a little bit, at least get the pattern established, so when I come back from Norway I can just pick it up and finish it, and hopefully I should be able to finish it fairly quickly. I'm quite excited about the yarn. So those are the two things I really need to get going with this week, is this brioche design, which is this, and the other one is also actually a brioche design, and the one I'm working on at the moment is a brioche design. I'm doing a lot of brioche stuff at the moment. So remember how the design on the cover of Knitting Magazine, this beautiful huge shawl, which if you watched a video I did on this shawl, is knitted in 50-gram mini skeins. I mean, they're not really mini skeins because they're 50 grams, set from Orchidee Luxury Yarns in these gorgeous pink. So this is another mini skein set from Abby of Orchidee Luxury Yarns. This is actually for another design. Oh, those colors beautiful. So there's another pink set. It's the same yarn. It's 5 50-gram skeins. Aren't they gorgeous? This is actually going to be for a garment, which I'm a bit sad about because it's not going to fit me, because it's going to be a size 10. Kind of wish it was for a accessory that I could wear. But aren't the colours gorgeous? So if you haven't watched that video of this shawl and you haven't checked out Abby's yarn, do go and check it out, because her yarn's absolutely beautiful. And her Mulberino, which is merino silk base, is absolutely luscious. She dyes amazing kind of solid, semi-solid colours that are just beautiful. And I am really excited because, as I said in the video about that shawl, I did sign up to her advent calendar, which is this base as well, so I can't wait for that. I'm really excited about that, but probably shouldn't show you this, but I have. So go and check out Abby's yarn. I'll link it below. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to be notified every time I upload a video, click the notifications bell. I usually upload videos once a week. I've changed from a Friday to a Thursday just to see how that goes. I have tried to upload a couple of extra videos lately, and there might be a few extra videos in the weeks to come. I'm going to try and do like 2 bonus videos a month going forward, I think, but we'll see. Because the autumn is so busy, we'll see just how busy it gets. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave me a comment and tell me what you do when you're watching these videos. Leave any other comments below. I think my last video last week was a higher needle review, which has got a lot of positive feedback. I'm soon going to be sharing a review of the new Nipro Mindful collection, which I'm quite excited about because it's quite nice. I didn't expect to like it. I'll tell you, you'll see why in the video, but that video might be out next week, I think. So do check out that video when it comes out. So that's why you should subscribe, because I do have lots of exciting videos coming up. I've also filmed some tutorials that I've got coming up this autumn. I've got a video coming up where I talk about my new brioche design, which is coming up, which is this one. That's coming up maybe next week, maybe the week after. I haven't decided yet, but there's a separate video going to come out on that one when it's released. I released a new pattern last week called Variant Bay. I'm not sure if it's Variant Bay or Variant Bay, so apologies if I'm pronouncing it wrong, because the magazine named it. It was originally in the Knitting Magazine, and now I've released it. So that's on Ravelry and Payhip. So do go and check that out, and there was a video last week about that, so if you missed that video I will link that below as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.